welcome to the show. I mean, again, thanks for coming in. Happy Friday.
Hey, happy Friday to you, Nick, and to you, Nikki. Thanks for having me.
Well, Brian, we wanted to bring you in, and obviously, we want to talk about wrestling in general, but let everyone know, for our crowd here, what have you been up to? Obviously, in the last couple of years and more recently.
Independent wrestling. I just got back from Australia, a promotion called MXW. They're based out of Melbourne, but travel around. I've been doing a lot of midget wrestling for Micromania this year. They've got three tours running simultaneously, and that's just one midget promotion. That's a whole different world, and it's crazy. Um, Went to Chile earlier this year. That was exciting. I've got St. John's coming up, and then Rochester as well. I'll be doing Central Canada, just obscure places, getting to see the world.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
been fun.
yeah, I mean, isn't that half of what it's about, right? You get to see all around the world, the different countries and things like that, and the cultures. Right. So we kind of opened the show a little bit with, it's kind of apropos or convenient because I was talking to Nikki. I was like, we have new tag team champions, and on Friday we have a former tag team champion on the show. I want to kind of talk about obviously what your thoughts are on tag team wrestling and today and in general and how things have kind of evolved.
Oh, so I couldn't really speak to today's wrestling, the TV product. The only wrestling I watch that's modern is wrestling that I'm around. If I'm at a show, I'll watch the wrestling. If I'm at home, I'll watch wrestling, but it'll be wrestling from before my time, because then I feel it's unjust to criticize something that's before my time. And if something's happening modern, all I can do is critique it, and I can no longer be a fan, or at least I haven't allowed myself to. So I couldn't say who are the tag champs.
Right now, the Wyatt Six just recently won the tag team titles,
Well,
so it's going to be curious.
congratulations, guys. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, what do you? So you're watching a lot of the older wrestling. What are your takeaways from that? Obviously, you probably were impacted from a lot of that, in your career. What did you take away from it?
You're talking about older wrestling.
Yeah, because you said, like, as you mentioned, it's a lot of what you're watching now. So
Yeah. So what I like about it, I'll watch stuff, a lot of black and white stuff, and this is stuff that I wasn't watching when Paul and I were teaming. This is just stuff I've watched them more recently, last few years. Um, what I get out of it is they're not beholden to a structure, a 3 act play or 7 segment structure. There's no good guy or bad guy. Nature Boy Ric Flair has that spot in the corner where he gets whipped and goes over and then charges to the next corner and goes up. But Buddy Rogers never had one spot. There would never be this thing he would do that would get countered, and then he would do this. Never once. So I like to see how it's turned into different things over the years, and the idea that what these guys are doing today isn't wrestling. Well, the wrestling that I loved isn't wrestling compared to 20 years prior, and it's just this ever evolving thing.
no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Nikki?
So I'm gonna, I guess, pivot real hard the other way.
Okay.
So when he told me, he's like, "What are you thinking? Like Brian Kendrick's gonna be on our show?" And I was like, "Oh." So the Cruiserweight Classic kind of 205 Live, like you were my guy on that show.
Thanks,
Like
Nikki.
you, like the match, you and Ibushi.
Oh no! Oh no! Nikki, I don't know if you can hear me, but I see a lot of gesturing with the hands. I don't know. Oh no! And then here comes Nick.
You just see me like,
Oh yeah,
Yes, okay. You seemed very excited about something, but I couldn't hear a word of it.
She's always very. We call it Big Nick energy on the show.
It's big Nick energy. It's just me fangirling over you, clearly. So going back to the Cruiserweight Classic, Monday Night Raw, 205 Live, like the match you had with Kota Ibushi, your matches with TJP, you beating up Jack Gallagher was like one of my favorite things. But like you were like my guy on that show, so I just kind of want to hear like you being in the tournament and kind of post going into and then being champion.
Yeah, thank you, Nikki. That
I kind of dropped off, and like me kind of discovering you for the first time was through this tournament. So you were my guy on that. So this is
oh wow,
I'm like drilling all over you right now.
I appreciate it. I'm blushing.
I just right now.
Uh, um, so yeah, I'd been fired from the WWE. This was just this tournament, and they brought me in. I wasn't offered a contract, not for a little while, in fact. But it was an opportunity, and they sat us down and interviewed us. And I saw those interviews as an opportunity, and through that, it told a little bit of a story. And um, with that, and then the wrestling that I was trying to do in there, I was trying to tell a story as well. They say you go out there and tell a story with a match, but that's usually just the guys trying to win, because of whatever, and they're angry about this, or they're working their way up the ranks. But mine was an overt, desperate man he's too old for this, but he needs to resort to dirty tactics to win. That it's like the proudest segment of my wrestling career. I'd say I was real happy with that cruiserweight stuff.
No, that's not what
No, I'm just thinking like I don't know. I don't want to fangirl too much.
I'll take it.
No, I just like one of the best entrance music. You come with the leather jacket, the flag, I wouldn't say strut. I think you strutted a little bit. I was not gonna lie, but
Thank you. Yeah.
Nikki can ask your question now.
Oh, okay.
so obviously talking about like you wore a lot of hats in wrestling, obviously going back to now and training. What as you train new wrestlers and work with new wrestlers, what are the biggest takeaways that you want to instill in up and comers?
The biggest takeaway. The most important thing I could tell them is you got to chase the dream. The dream isn't going to chase you. Put in the work. It's as simple as that. The reality is it's not for everybody. You have to sacrifice everything, and with no guarantee, it's a gamble. And even if you strike gold, most of the wrestlers in the Hall of Fame, there's Hall of Famers who need GoFundmes for surgeries. So there is no gold at the end of it. You just have to truly love it, and the more time you put into it, the more you'll get out of it. It's a sacrifice.
Well, that definitely makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I know, like HBK had the quote was like, I guess it's also your kind of training philosophy of like he said like, give me someone with charisma, I can teach them how to wrestle. I don't know if that resonates with you at all or your thoughts on that.
Give me somebody with what?
Give me someone with charisma, I can teach them how to wrestle.
Uh, yeah. I mean, then that's it to make a WWE star. Give me somebody with heart, and I'll make him a wrestler. To me, that's the most important thing. You can have a guy with charisma out the ears, but if they don't love it, then they're gonna quit when the going gets rough. Shawn Michaels is a genius. He's absolutely right. To be that top guy, you need charisma, but you're not going to make it if you don't have heart.
That makes a lot of sense. And we're kind of talking about Sean. And you, if I recall correctly, you trained under Sean's school, right? When you
I did.
first came up. So what did you learn from him as being one of the pioneers, groundbreakers for smaller mid height wrestlers? Like again, what did you take away from him? From school there, kind of growing up from Sean. What's some of your biggest takeaways?
What I what I got from it was a seriousness. Wrestling looked like so much fun. But when I saw, he didn't tolerate goofing around, and he was demanding in so far as like this is right, and so I wanted to be right. I wanted to be where he was, and it instilled a desire to perfect my craft.
Makes sense. Nikki?
Oh, I don't know. You stole like my
Oh,
training montage one.
man.
Oh, we can
I
talk
got a
about
question for you then. What's your favorite thing about professional wrestling?
Nikki?
What attracts you to it?
I just
Why
again.
spend your time with it? Why spend your time talking about professional wrestling as opposed to flowers or anything else?
It's legit my favorite thing in the world.
Mm,
The stories the like I don't know. I guess we have this conversation on the show all the time. Like, do you sometimes you want this story in the background and the fighting, and then sometimes I just want to see two dudes just beat the shit out of each other.
mm,
Like
mm, mm.
there's so many tastes, and like the hardcore match between like Mox and Hangman last weekend, and then you have like your just Can and all the Matt text and what everyone does, and I just love it so different. It's so much for everybody. I don't know. It's all we watch around here. It's literally when we was like I it's wrestling and my dog. So if you're not into either of those, like we're not gonna be a thing.
So we got the other
Yeah, yeah,
yes and yes. So it's easy enough. I don't know. For me, it's just storytelling. I think it's just like live performance. You can't mimic. I use the term the sports entertainment term, whatever it is, however you want to use it. But like it's like I use the for some reason it's a dumb play, but like the Steelers Super Bowl from however many years ago, where Santonio Holmes catches the game winning touchdown. I'm not sure,
Mm,
but like seeing that play in that moment and being able to essentially recreate that and the difficulty in athleticism to do that alone, but then to add that whole element, that storytelling element that gets to that point where you're
mm.
built up emotionally and invested in your suspension of disbelief. Like that's what I really love to me. It's really the theatrical aspect of it, but there's so much athleticism that you can't predict. Like the rope. You're sweating in the ring. You can't predict that you're not going to slip on a rope. You just can't
Yeah.
predict every inch of the match. So,
I'm never not gonna pop for a Spanish fly. Still.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
I know it's literally Nikki's all-time favorite.
Every time. I don't care. I can see it every match, every time. It's still incredible to me that someone's going this way, you're going that way, and it still looks good.
It is cool, isn't it? Yeah.
It is. Every time
It's
you
not
look
like a sliced bread or anything.
No, it's cooler. It is. It is.
Brian, we have some people on the line. We got the time.
Oh,
We want to ask you some
sure,
questions. Some of
sure.
our
Fire away.
awesome. We got some regulars. So we're gonna bring him in. He's our buddy. His birthday yesterday. Josh, come on in. Josh, you gotta unmute yourself.
What's up, guys? How you doing? Sorry.
Hey, happy birthday, Josh.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Brian. You did not have to say that, but man, that's amazing. I thank you so much. Uh, well, guys, I'm gonna get into my question, Brian. Watching you perform and do all the things that you've done in a ring, I've noticed like throughout the eras, like with me, it was Chris Nova, seeing what he was doing and watching him evolve. And then when you came on the scene, watching you evolve, I'd like to know, is there any new moves that you're kind of developing? And, and I have a follow up if I have time after that.
Uh, no, I mean there's little intricacies, and I guess they'd be moves and stuff or counters that I've stumbled across while training. But as far as like finishers or any big moves like that, no, I haven't set time aside to think of new moves like that in years and years. What's your follow up question?
My follow up is you always had an intensity about you, and you had the like you delivered on camera with that. We knew that you came to the ring and you meant business. Where, if you could tell us as fans, where in your life did you draw from to get that, to have that come across? Because it was so intense with you that there has to be something there.
Yeah. Before my matches, I go through a little ceremony, a little ritual of hyping myself up. I mean, yeah, I suppose just like anybody, daddy issues growing up. Having I guess blaming stuff on childhood, like uh, like anybody would. That's where it comes from, I'd say. Yeah.
Well, that's a great answer to hear from you, but I can understand the trauma. That's why I love wrestling, because you guys were able to take me out of that I was going through as a kid. Like Sabu, I credit him to that the most. You guys have this ability to take normal life and make it, even though you're telling a story, it's choreographed, there's things that is predetermined, you guys still have this ability to give us that relief from our natural lives and our reality. And I thank you so much for just being who you are and all the things you've done inside a ring, man.
That's very kind of you, Josh. Wrestling was a surrogate father for me too. So I'm very grateful that I get to do it.
Well put. Yeah, we got another one up. He's a regular for our show, friend of the show from the beginning. We'll bring him in. Ed.
Hey, what's up? How's it going, guys? Nick, Nikki, Brian, how's everything?
Hey, Ed, how are you?
Doing all right. Can't complain.
Good.
I was going to say, much like Nikki, in that 205 Live tournament, you were my guy. Absolutely, 100%.
Thanks, Ed.
But my question is a little, like, I guess, in the weeds on that tournament in particular. Who called that burning hammer spot? I gotta know. Like, as a fan, me watching that, I just was like throwing stuff around the room, just going, "What the fuck am I watching?" Like, I never expected to see that in a WWE ring.
I mean, it was so. I mean, I guess it was my idea. Yeah, I asked the booth if he was okay with it. We got it cleared. Yeah, I don't know if the office knew the severity of it. I I think I've been trusted, though I haven't injured anybody in the WWE ring, as far as I know. So I guess I was trusted to do it, but the I wanted to do it to add to the story of a desperate man, and I was willing to do a move that might be banned against a guy who's coming back from a neck injury. It was a desperate, nasty move, and I got away with it.
No, it was absolutely fantastic. Like I said, just knowing where that comes from, and like you just said, the story you were telling, like somebody that watches probably way too much wrestling. I got where you were going for. I was picking up what you were putting
Thanks,
down. It was awesome.
that's kind of who the cruiserweight tournament was for, though. Those of us who are excited about international wrestlers, and have seen guys from Japan and Mexico. So yeah, I think a good chunk of the cruiserweight classic audience got that move.
That was cool. Oh, man, I had a couple of things going here. Now I'm I have too many questions.
All right.
And we'll give you the last shot here. We got a couple
Nick, you're killing me here. No, so if anything, then one, I got to thank you for all the those shoot interviews years and years ago. Absolutely fantastic. But listen, if I'm getting the last shot, I got to ask, who's your dream opponent that you never got to wrestle, and why is it 1998 Hulk Hogan with the Jenko jeans?
Wow. I mean, Hulk Hogan would be a dream match. Um, yeah, I guess Shawn Michaels, because he was a coach, and I think he's um, just the best at the WWF American style. Um, maybe Baron Michelle Leone, from way back in the 50s, 60s. I don't know. Uh, that's a tough one, but I go with Shawn Michaels as the easy answer. Yeah.
That would have been great to watch.
That'd be great to do. It'd be fun. Even if the match stunk, I'd be thrilled to do it. Yeah.
It would be better than the last one.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting one, yeah. Dream, yeah, why not, right?
Yeah. The sort of circle back around of like the dream matches is because you being on the indies right now. Is there someone that is kind of blowing up to you that we need to like Google, YouTube, look at right now that you're like this person is watch with your other eyes?
I mean, there should be a bunch of names springing to mind, but no, I no. I feel bad. I can't think of anybody that comes to the top of my mind that you got to see this guy. Although there's lots of those guys. There's a lot of really good wrestlers out there.
That's for sure. We're kind of Ed kind of touched. You guys touched about overseas and overseas wrestling. We have our friend from overseas joining us. We're calling here Reese. Bring him in, Reese.
Good evening, folks. How are we?
Hello, Reese.
With the one-time former WWE champion Brian Kendrick. See, we recognize real recognizes real.
Record breaker.
Thanks, buddy.
Absolutely. Good to meet you, Brian. Nikki, good to see you. I have two questions, if that's okay. One, it's two separate companies, obviously, because I'm a TNA mark. Truth be told. But my first question, actually, Brian, for you is what led to the split of you and Paul London as a tag team? Because I don't think WWE personally have had a tag team as good as you guys since then. And that includes the Machine Guns. I'm a big Machine Guns fan.
I appreciate that. That's very kind. I think they split us in a draft. Officially, I'm not sure, but I knew that the writing was on the wall after Paul and I did a tour of the WWF offices or WWE offices, and
Yeah.
it was a beautiful tour. We saw all this stuff, but at the end of it, I asked Shane McMahon. I saw all these posters on the wall. I didn't see a single tag team. Why are there no tag teams
Yeah.
featured anywhere in this building? And he said, not since Legion of Doom have I cared about a tag team. And I thought, well, shoot, I imagine that is probably how his father felt and how the company feels. And, uh, and so Paul and I talked, and like this is done. There's nowhere else we can go.
Yeah.
We're going to be, all we can do is stay in this whirlpool until we eventually get flushed down. But we can only stay in this whirlpool
Yeah.
for so long. Yeah.
That makes sense, especially when you look at you dominate the tag team scene on SmackDown. Obviously, you win the titles from London and Kendrick. You hold the titles for over a year. You've got the Fatal 4-Way Armageddon, which deserves a lot more praise than it does. I don't think a lot of people speak about that as much these days, which is disgraceful. And then, truth be told, and I don't mean this as disrespect, but you lose it to two guys dressed up as grease models.
Yeah.
Like shocking behold. Like I always hated that loss to Deuce and Domino. But my second question, if that's okay.
Please.
My second question is your TNA run. You come in as an enlightened character, barefoot. You're talking, obviously, Messiah based, and I actually thought that was very well ahead of its time. What inspired you to actually do that? Is that part of your personal life? It was just a pitch to you. Who gave you that idea? And what's your fond memories of the title win with Abyss? Because you also had a great match with Doug Williams that I always watch back.
Well, I appreciate that. It's so I'm into a lot of weird subjects and stuff, and so these things are they are subjects I'm interested in. Um, uh, I'm not into pop culture, but I'm into most other things.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I pitched it as basically this madman, and somehow it worked, and it was and
Mm-hmm.
and the thing was it was kind of an experiment in that could I do this character? And this character's whole thing is that he's going to will himself to the X Division Championship. And in fact, I became the X Division champion. So it's like this
Yeah.
whole kind of goofy experiment for me that came to fruition. Um, it just, I lucked out. I would show up to work barefoot and wear swim trunks and
Yeah.
would kind of sit weirdly and Hulk Hogan, I guess he's an interesting fella as well, and he saw me and he started talking, and yeah, then I got to do my character. Yeah, it was very nice.
Yeah. It was good that, in the sense that we got that, because again, everyone's talking about the 205 tournament, and absolutely, I mean, I still obviously rock with the Ibushi match, but obviously, I witnessed your SmackDown. I witnessed your SmackDown debut as the Bellboy. Again, how Taker did not break from you singing was absolutely top tier. You had the match with Kurt Angle on SmackDown leading up to WrestleMania, and then obviously we got the brilliance of the tag team run. So we got that enjoyment of you throughout the years. But I know this will be my last question, and after that, Nick, you can drop me like a fly. My last question before I bounce is, when are you next coming back over to the UK?
It should be the end of October. Um, uh, right now, I should be getting things lined up. I think October 24th and 25th, I'm going to be out in the UK. My goodness, hopefully I can be out there for 2 weeks and extend it, because I really, really love it out there. When I was out there last, I was trying to convince my wife, we got to move, we got to move, we got to move. Um, there was no there's no homeless people there. Like there was a bum laying there, but there isn't deranged people on the streets yelling and screaming, and it's going ignored. And I get home and I say this to her, and she says, "You're crazy, you're crazy." And we go into the donut shop right across the street from me in Venice, and all of a sudden there's a homeless man banging on the window, licking the glass. Like, we got to move. Anyways, it's a long way of saying I really love the UK, and I would move there if I could. Yeah.
That's awesome. We have here, a couple. Steven's trying to make the background. He's having some StreamYard issues, Reese touched upon it with the championship scramble.
Everyone wants to have you talk about this scramble.
And you should be recognized as a WWE champion. And it would be, to be honest, it would actually be a record too, because I think no one will ever have that many title defenses or losses in the same night too, because of the championship scramble. Kind of like the 24/7.
I know, precursor to the 24/7.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody else who won a match in the scramble, in any of the scramble matches, was never a champion. I know that that was the case for the one I was in. So I'm the only former current champion who's never been a champion, if that makes any sense. So it doesn't make sense. So I like that distinction. I'm a former current champion. I was never a former champion.
I like that nice descriptor.
It's pretty good to have in a rundown of obnoxious, I've done this, I'm the former current WWE champion. It's just preposterous.
Nikki?
Also, I was thinking you're also a Total Divas cast member.
Oh, how about that? Cast members get paid. Cast members get paid, but I was on it. Yeah.
Maybe can we look behind the curtain? Love women's wrestling. Maybe not my cup of tea, but Eva Marie.
Yes.
Storyline, or did you? I know she was hitting some sliced breads. Yeah, but
Oh, no, sincerely, she came and trained. They had her come. They had a few Total Divas things come in, but no, she did a lot of training at the school. My vision for what she would be and what the WWE's or the fans' vision was must be two different things. To me, the obvious character is that she's there because she's a beautiful woman. She's using this as a springboard. That's the ultimate heel. And that
Mhm.
any success that she gets saying this to these women that, look, after I'm done being, champion, once I'm tired of this, I'm going to go be a movie star. Look at me.
Yeah.
People would despise her. And that's what I thought her character should be, but I'm not the booker. But yeah, I think that's where the money is.
Makes a lot of sense. Is there a particular, having trained Eva Marie, and I believe you also trained Sonya Deville, right?
Get some training. Yep, yep.
Yeah, New Jersey native as well. So.
I know we love our Jersey girl. No, she should have been. I'm sorry to cut you off, but she should have been bigger, better. Well, like WWE should have done more with her because I think she was so good, and there should have been so much there that they didn't do. But sorry.
Yeah, it's hard because who do you take away then? That becomes the issue. Do we get rid of this lady or that lady or this lady? Do we get this person should have had a push? Okay, well the company's been winning with this person. Do they take away their TV time? It's complicated. They invest a lot of money into the characters that they already have on TV, and when we see new characters that we like, it gets frustrating when they don't get that TV time for sure.
Is there, I guess, with having trained people from different backgrounds, is there one like obviously someone was from more of a UFC, MMA background, and some people come. I believe was it really correct with Ronda Rousey also you trained?
Mhm.
Yeah. So is there a different? And she was judo, if I remember correctly, was her.
Yes.
So is there one background or one thing that's a little bit easier to train, like amateur wrestling versus for wrestling than any others, or?
No, I mean, the disadvantage to training somebody that's doing a shoot fight in any sort of respect, except judo, actually, because judo is throws and landing. You're going to get thrown, so you need to land to protect yourself. Judo, there's a lot of advantages to having had that. It turns out. But the rest of it is, these fighters protect themselves by covering their face, and we need to see the faces. So you need to protect yourself in a different way. They play tight where we need them to play wide, and small when we need them to play big. They they try not to show that stuff affected them, whereas wrestlers, we need to try not to show it by showing it, you know? So we have to kind of fight that. The longer somebody's been shoot fighting or amateur wrestling, the harder it might be to get that out of them. But it's just one simple trick. Just do the opposite, play big.
With your experience, in the time that you were with Ron, anything that was easier for her to learn to pick up, obviously from the judo background, or I guess what was your takeaways working with her?
Oh, I mean, it's simple. She's been, I think, success at everything she's done, or she's been a success in a lot of things. She came in with a work ethic already. She came in with a reputation on the line, so she didn't want to damage it by being lazy in training and having bad matches and just getting away with it. She already had the confidence and has been on screen talking and has had people love her at times and hate her at times. So she was used to all of that. That really helps. On top of that, she's a woman. She was, I want to say 30 years old. I don't know a woman's age, I guess, at all, but whatever. She was a woman when she came in, who had seen the world and was married and preparing to have children. So that makes it easy. She had realistic goals and a strong work ethic.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Well, stemming off you're bringing up Ronda. You produced that Survivor Series match with her. Like, how do you feel about putting your producer hat on?
I've done uh a few matches producing wise. With that one, uh it's I don't think anybody in the match was proud of the match. I think though that there was a call that had to be made in the back, and then which altered the match entirely, and that was made during the match. This call through the referee, uh, by the higher ups, through me to them, and the girls did it, and you wouldn't know the difference. The girls did. I shouldn't say girls. I call the guys boys too. I'm sorry, but the women didn't. They didn't bat an eye when they got the call. They took it home, and that was really impressive. Um, the match didn't hit the way we wanted it to, and unfortunately, sometimes that's the way it goes.
That makes a lot of sense. Nikki, I know Nikki has her
Oh,
her fun.
My fun final question. So, like Nick said, we're from New Jersey. We have this age-old debate on breakfast meat: is it pork roll or Taylor ham? I know you're not from our neck of the woods, so my question is: what's your favorite breakfast food? Breakfast is my favorite thing. I can eat eggs, breakfast, lunch, dinner, like breakfast all day. So, what is your favorite thing to eat for breakfast?
I usually skip breakfast.
No!
Black coffee. Yeah. Yeah, no, I could have breakfast for dinner. I love breakfast meals but I don't make time for breakfast every day. Most days even. Uh, but I do make a good breakfast. I make my wife breakfast quite often. Yeah, biscuits and gravy, biscuits and sausage gravy is real nice. That might be it. Um, uh, yeah, that'd probably be my go-to if I were to have a breakfast. If it was Saturday morning, biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, see, I can't. My thing is like breakfast, like eggs. I can't eat eggs after 10 a.m. Like to me, it's like a
Oh,
pre 10 a.m. thing. There's certain things that eggs go in. I get they're like a base, but like I don't know. It's
on a
like
cheeseburger or something. Yeah,
yeah, I can't like that like mentally after 10 a.m. Like we get this like there's a point in our household where it's like 10:05,
yeah.
and we're trying to figure out what to do. And it's like that brunch time where you just really don't know what to go on. And
Like, I'm ready for a sandwich. I was like, well, I'm making scrambled eggs. Sorry.
It's kind of like the McDonald's menu. Is that
yeah,
what you're saying? Yeah.
Cheers.
And you want the breakfast all day. I got you.
I could all day, every day, baby.
Oh,
Seriously,
every day. Okay.
it's a struggle. It's a struggle in this household figuring out the. Well, Brian, it was been a pleasure. Before we let you get out of here, let everyone know where they can find you.
Oh, as far as social media goes, Mr. Brian Kendrick on Instagram.
Simple enough. It's simple enough. Anything upcoming? I know you mentioned October. You'll be in the UK.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you see here. I got August 8th. I'll be in St. John's for New Evolution Wrestling. It's Summercade. August 9th, I'll be in Livingston County Fairgrounds for IWF's Hits and Dropkicks 3. August 14th through 30th, I'll be in Central and Western Canada for Canadian Wrestling Elite's Cruel Summer Tour. It's like 18 straight days of wrestling. And I'll be defending the Wildcat Heavyweight Championship of the World in New Orleans, September 6th. And then I'll take a nap.
Exactly.
Love it.
Yeah, get some rest in there. Maybe breakfast one of the 70s.
Yeah, I'll get some breakfast.
Well, Brian, it's been a pleasure.
Sir.
Joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Nick. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure.
Sir.
Take care.
Making new friends, Nikki.
Friends. Let me. We should have put a bib on. Ed, like, he was